Today we're going to talk about what goes on behind the scenes at a B&G event. And I have with me Gail and Bill, and we're going to have a simple conversation. We're going to talk about some of the things that actually you do to set up these events. So I'm going to start with Gail, and let's start with advertising. Let's start at the top. What does B&G do as far as advertising is concerned?
Oh my, we do a lot. Everybody knows, I'm sure, about our bright pink signs. We put out, for Mount-Tahoma Show, we put out between 35 and 40 signs. We usually start putting up signs when we run out of places we can put them.
I see.
What some people don't realize about the signs, though, on one of the surveys I got, someone made a comment about putting them in different areas. Mm-hmm. Well, the different cities have different rules, laws, as far as where you can post signs at. And of course, if you're going along South Tacoma Way, there is no grassy areas. It's all cement.
All cement within there.
Legally, you cannot put signs on the telephone poles.
No, that I understand.
And believe it or not, they do have, we call them sign patrol police.
Oh, sign patrol police.
And they do come around and they do pull the signs down. We actually lost a real nice A-frame. Mm-hmm. Wooden wood frame that we got from the church that closed, that they took and never told us. Now, if you know they took it, you can get your signs back within 24 hours, but they don't tell you.
Oh, so they just impound the sign and then you have to hunt it down.
Yes. So there are laws and rules that you have to follow in each city, and it's not the same.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So when you're setting up an event, part of the thing as a coordinator, event coordinator, if you're going to hold an event in a different city, you have to go, if you're going to do it properly, to the city and find out what are your rules. Ording, they let you put your signs out a month in advance of an event.
Well, of course, there's not a lot down at, excuse me, in Ording.
Yeah.
Well, a couple horse trails and a railroad track, yeah.
It's a nice park.
Oh, it is a nice park, yes.
Let's see. Then we also go to the News Tribune. Mm-hmm. Now, when we put an ad in the paper, the News Tribune, they put it in 5 other papers.
So you're covering clear up in Kitsap County.
They go in the Puyallup Herald. Mm-hmm. They go in the Olympian. Help me here, honey. The Gig Harbor. Gateway and the Gig Harbor.
And the 2 that are on the base.
Okay, so we're talking about the Ranger.
No, not the Ranger.
Not the Ranger.
No, it's Guardian.
Oh, Guardian.
The Guardian.
Oh, okay, Guardian.
Yeah, so it's. I know this when I'm not trying to think about it.
You've actually got a kind of like an umbrella of Pierce County and out into the Olympic Thurston County area. Puyallup and down into Ording and Sumner areas.
Yes. Someone did suggest to me hitting the Seattle Times. I think that's a wonderful idea. We haven't gotten that done yet, but that is on the list of let's investigate who do I go through to contact that. I'm also trying to get into Tacoma Weekly, some of these smaller papers. Mm-hmm. But here again, there's a cost for most of them.
Well, I would imagine so.
So that's why we're not hitting every little town right now. We're working up because we want to keep our vendor fees down as low as we can. Mm-hmm. I know we're not hitting so much on vendor fees this time, other than the fact I want to say that a lot of vendors maybe don't realize that when they pay their vendor fee, that fee isn't just for the table. That fee covers advertising. It covers insurance. We are required by the school to carry out, was it $1 million?
Basic
$1 million
liability,
insurance.
Yes.
Most events, you're not paying just for your table space. It covers a lot. And this is why we do not ask our vendors to pay advertising. Anything that costs to be advertised for needs to come out of the vendor fee.
Now, that's the vendor fee to promote the show, which they're going to. But does that actually let them off the hook of not having to think about what they should be doing for advertising in their Facebook, social media, etc.?
Absolutely not. It is very important that vendors also advertise. Now, we're not asking them to, like I said, not asking them to pay.
Right.
But go on your social media and advertise. Put the flyer on your social media. We supply the flyer when we send the confirmation letter out. Because we do that on ours, of course, but if the vendors, friends, customers, relatives aren't ours, they won't see our advertising.
Correct.
So that's why it's very important that they advertise also. We ask that the vendors take and leave a flyer laying around work in the break room. When you go to a doctor's office, leave it lying on the table.
If you're at a show and you've got a few of them there, you can promote that at the show that you're at that moment. Is that possible? Or?
That's very possible, and I also encourage that. But out of consideration to other coordinators, something Bill and I do when we're not vending on the weekend, we will go visit other shows. But we always ask the coordinator, may we hand out our flyers at your show?
Event coordinators to actually make this good, solid programming for the vendors.
It takes everybody to do it, yes. Somebody on one of the surveys said to the fact that they didn't feel that they should have to advertise for our show. Well, I would like our listeners to really know that this is not our show, Bill and Gail's show. This is everybody's show. We're doing this for everybody. The other thing is we're building a customer base. Our first show we had so many people. We stayed open an hour later because we had so many people coming in. The next two shows were not as well attended. We can always think of excuses. Oh, it's the rain. Oh, it was a daffodil parade, or
something.
Or the president came to town, or whatever. I think that did happen one of the shows. That was the weekend that the president come in, or some big wig. But even so, we still have people coming through, and people are telling people. People come into the show, because this one gal, I love her to death, one of my vendors, who will ask people, how did you know about the show? How come you came in here? And the response that she gets 90% of the time is, oh, we were out for a drive, and we just happened to go down the road here, and we saw pink signs and wanted to find out
what's going on.
What was going on. And for that reason, Bill and I have decided we will continue with pink signs. I don't think we'll ever buy a professionally made sign. So much of a positive response
for
those pink signs. And I just love every bit that we do. It's a lot of work. Let's see, we're talking about flyers. Okay, Buddy, everybody knows Deer Street Buddy. He will take and come stop by the house and pick up 50 flyers and hands them out. He works for a company up in Bremerton. Bremerton? Across the bridge here somewhere.
Oh, up in Bremerton.
Yes, and he hands them out in his work constantly. Bill and I used to go door to door in the neighborhood and hand them out to every house in the neighborhood. But due to age and health issues, we just can't do it. But what we do is we're taking packets to retirement homes. In fact, at our last event, one of the retirement homes called me and said they were bringing a car full of people over.
That's wonderful. It gives them an opportunity to get out in the community. I think the other thing that's nice about this is you're actually sponsoring and putting these shows together in the communities and helping out the school system, which we all know is always interested in more revenue, to get better education. So you're actually helping out the community school systems, and you're also helping out the vendors and independent entrepreneurs have a place to show their wares and sell their wares.
Listen, Bill, did you have anything to say about advertising, hon?
Not really, not at this time.
He sounds like Mr. Facebook, doesn't he? I'll get back to you as soon as I talk with the staff, and we'll discuss that some more. So the importance of what we're doing on this particular show coming up is it's a kind of a different theme, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, when you told me not to get...
Oh, you can go ahead and get excited now. It's just a really unique theme that you've got going.
I am so excited. I get excited about all our shows.
Okay.
But I'm really a little bit more excited about this one because it's, for me, in my mind, it's a little bit, like you say, different.
Well, it's very different.
We're going to have Santa Claus there.
Santa Claus in June.
We kidnapped him.
We kidnapped him.
Brought him down.
He's coming off of vacation just for us.
Oh, just for you.
But he told me he's not going to dress up because it's just going to be too doggone warm.
Too warm.
So he said he's going to come in the style of the season.
Oh.
He's going to have his red top on.
He's going to have a golf club with him and everything.
Oh, he's going to have dark glasses on.
Dark glasses on.
And he's going to have red shorts on.
We're going to have Rudolph.
And his sandals. Rudolph may not be able to make it.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
He hasn't said yes or no.
Yes or no yet. Okay.
But he is working with us in the fact that he's going to have, I'm going to call them stations, 2 stations, because animals aren't allowed in the school unless they're service animals.
Well, that takes care of me. I won't be there, folks. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. Yeah.
Well, but somebody asked me if they could bring the animal to have a picture taken with. And so the school has cleared
wonderful.
that we can have Santa Claus outside for the animal pictures. And even right by the front door there.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
And then he'll be inside for taking pictures of humans at the age of newborn.
Right.
To older than dirt. So yes, you can get your picture taken, Bill.
Gee, thank you, Gail. Older than dirt.
Aliens.
Aliens?
I'm catching on, Candice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we always like to understand. And people that listen to what we're doing want to catch on to what Candice is doing, and then I get the short end of the stick from everybody.
Oh, but we love you.
This is wonderful.
We love you.
Well,
We
okay,
love you.
I'll let you slide on that one.
So I'm really excited about that. And we even have a photographer, other than pictures that you and your son take.
Yeah.
We have a photographer coming who's going to be taking pictures for us, additional pictures.
And we're going to be there doing live podcasts until the FCC comes down and shuts us off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Debbie's going to be there doing the child IDs again.
Oh, wonderful. That's a great program. New York Life, that is a great program. I wanted to have that done to some of my neighbors and stuff, so when they disappear, we have something to trace them with.
Good, glad you brought that up. Debbie found out that they do have a special card that they will do for older people.
Wonderful.
And I'm not sure if she's going to have those this time. I will ask her, but that's a good idea to bring up to her. And then I cannot begin to tell you how many other people we're going to have, because right now we're sitting at 35 confirmed vendors.
35 confirmed.
And I think I have 7 pending. So we have plenty of openings.
A lot of openings, a lot of space available. We got some really good food coming. Let's not forget the food.
Well, we only have one food vendor so far coming. That's Derek, who was there last time. Can't remember the name of his.
Mad Dog Grill.
Yeah, Mad Dog Grill. Thank you. And I did ask him if he'd bring a coffee pot, because the other people that were there last time will not be with us.
Oh, so he'll have the coffee session also. Wonderful.
Yes. If he doesn't have coffee, I'll bring my coffee pot. I'll make sure that we have coffee on the morning.
Well, you got to have that.
The people that were there last time are going to come back, but not until the fall. Because now with the June event, they're going into the food truck season. And so they're booked solid.
A lot of them are booked.
But they said that they enjoyed their time there and they will be back.
Well, that's wonderful.
And we enjoyed having them too.
And what's nice about this whole thing is you don't have to worry about the weather. You're indoors.
Yes.
Big, beautiful area in there. It's just wonderful. You can come in, bring the whole family down, and see a variety of different vendors, products, and services that you wouldn't normally get to see under one roof.
I'm glad you said that, Bill. When my Bill and I first started doing events, we really discouraged having children come into our events. Being new and learning different things, we have now changed our outlook on things, and we do want to encourage. Bring your children.
Bring the whole family.
Bring your whole family down, especially as a customer. If you're a vendor, of course, your children are welcome, but if they get rambunctious, we will have to ask you to leave. So have a plan B if they get to where they, that's a long time to have a child.
Well, that is pretty tough on little kids, of course.
But we'd like to have vendors that have children. They could, have someone, maybe the spouse or someone, bring them, let them enjoy some of the, be it a game, be it a face painting, be it a balloon, clown, whatever. We never know what we're going to have. Bring them, let them spend some time with mom or dad, whoever's vending.
You bet. And they have an opportunity also to kind of be a father, son, or daughter type activity.
Exactly. In fact, way back when we first started, we had this lady, and she had a boy with him. He was about 11, maybe 12 at max. He says, Mom, can I sell too? She says, no, son, you're too young. I go, why not? We mentored this young man, and at every event, he sold Pokemon cards.
Oh, Pokemon
cards.
Oh, boy.
We mentored him till the time he's in high school now, and by the time they stopped working with us, he actually moved on up. He said he could make more money by being a waiter than trying to sell. And so his mom was doing the kitchen for us, and he would do the deliveries.
I'll be darned.
And yeah, I miss him.
That's way back when I was getting involved in these things and my kids were growing up, I bought them these cute little collars for my daughter. And you put this collar on, and then, the tin cup was a little overdone. I understand that. And the hat, it could have been a different color. But by chaining her up to a chair by the front door, we could get them to just drop money in, you see. And she got such a good experience out of that she ended up working for the dollar store as assistant manager for 8 years. So monkeys can make a difference.
Man, it's cruel. I hope you realize that.
Well, I don't really. Yeah, I'm sure if she hears this, she'll kill me over that issue. But, it's really interesting because I think that what you're doing is you're bringing the community together. Yes. And you're showing that commerce is alive, entrepreneurship's alive. And a lot of these people that I've talked to at the show, some of them were without a job just recently and have now said, hey, I got to do something to, pay the old rent. You have others of them that are entrepreneurs in direct sales. You've got people that do beautiful craft work. Oh, my goodness. Some of the wood carvings Outstanding.